Come on, Claire.
We should decide before we come on who's going to say hello first. I don't know why we don't. We should say it's the person whose word it is should say hello first, or something like that. Or
Sure.
because every time we're like, who's going to go? Hello, how are you?
Hello. Good. How are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah. Yes. Sun's shining again here. We've had some rain this week. It's unfamiliar in the
Nice.
UK currently is rain. So the grass needs it, as they say. So anyway, I've got a word. It's a nice word, actually.
Ooh, do tell.
I thought we'd just talk about peace.
Even just hearing you say the word, I felt my shoulders kind of like drop. Yeah. Interesting, because I just did a short on my YouTube channel like 15, 20 minutes ago. And in writing a little description of it, I spoke about coming back to peace. And then I changed it and I said, coming back to yourself, to being yourself, AKA peace, well-being, aliveness. Because really, what gives us that sense of peace, that feeling of peace, is when we're not feeling threatened. We are not defensive. We're not on guard, protecting, attacking, like there's nothing going on. We're just in this place of, okay. What comes to mind is war. And if there's not peace, there's some kind of either defensiveness or attack. And I mean, there's always in that there's always, I'm going to call it a give and take. It's like attack and defend. There's that going on. There's no peace there. And when there's not that, the sense of having to protect yourself, whether it's, attacking or judging or whatever, or trying to be something different than you are. Yeah, there's no peace there. And when you just let all that go and go before the thought of it, before the thought of anything, that's what's left. That's presence. That's us before our thinking mind, our personal mind chimes in. That's what's first coming up about that, about peace. I like to even say the word. How about you? What do you see?
Yeah, I love what you said about it's before the thought. It's underneath. Sometimes it feels like that our minds can get so busy and noisy and frantic sometimes, I think, in life, that we miss that it's there all the time. And it can become something we're seeking. We're both mothers of children who are a little bit older now, so they don't we don't seem to lose our peace in that. There is a book called, it's something about a little bit of peace, and it's It's by Jill Murphy, I think, and it's about this mummy elephant who's trying desperately. She gets in the bath with a cup of tea and a cake, and she's like, ah, and then before she knows it, somebody wants to listen to them read, or and then somebody wants to get in the bath, or all wants to get in the bath, but then actually she finds that actually where there's not the resistance, really, she's okay. She loves her children. She can be at peace, even though she'd squirreled off to the bath to find the peace. I'll have to find the book. It's a cute little story, but I think that just some kid's story that has nothing to do with this conversation that we're having, it really points to how maybe peace is only ever lost to us. Not lost to us because it never goes away, but unseen by us when we're in resistance to what is, because you say being at peace with something, don't you? Like, you hear about that when people know they're going to leave their body, they're going to leave the mortal coil, as it was. That they say that people say that they can be at peace with it, their own passing. No. And maybe that's possible for everything, to be at peace, even if all your children get in the bath with you when you go. You've got all your candles lit. And a piece of cake, and then the kids all turn up. I mean, I'm not sure I want my kids to turn up in the bath, bearing in mind they're 23 and 25. But when they were little, they did you? So you couldn't even go to the loo on your own, could you? Do you remember when they were little? You couldn't even go to the. I used to go to the toilet in the hope that I could have 5 minutes, and they would turn, "Mummy," back in the day.
Yeah.
Maybe there's just no. Maybe that peace is available no matter what's going on. Because maybe resistance is the only thing that takes it away, really. Wanting something to be something it isn't. Because there's a difference, isn't there, between stuff happening and our suffering of the stuff, that seems to come from the stuff happening. But the suffering is different to the stuff that's happening. And that peace is available, therefore, all the time. And even within our own internal, I don't know, it's like a washing machine, isn't it, in there sometimes, that even in our own internal, perhaps, emotions that we don't want to have, thoughts we don't want to have. I was chatting to a young woman client of mine earlier, and she was just talking about this niggly thought that keeps coming up. And I kind of said, well, what if it was okay if that thought was there, and you just didn't have to take it too seriously, or you don't have to do anything about it, you don't have to make it go away? Can you still move forward and just realize that that's just a habitual niggly little thought it's probably been there forever, really? And the context we were talking about is one of those contexts where probably it's a thought that a lot of people have. It's not out of the ordinary kind of thing. And maybe we can just be at peace with all of that, even our internal experience. Maybe that's true peace, is to be upset and be at peace with that, be angry and be at peace with that, be upset about something, be at peace with that. No matter what it is, we can be anxious but still be at peace with being anxious. Maybe that's freedom, that even inside us doesn't need to change for us to be okay. When I used to title myself the Queen of Calm, one of the reasons I stopped doing that was that I kind of thought I'd set people up on a seeking of calm thing, seeking of peace, seeking of calm. Whereas for me, it really meant that I could, the capacity to be calm or be peaceful, even when life's happening, we're happening, everything's happening, to know it's okay. And I think the key piece of that for me is often self-compassion. Maybe that's really connected to peace. Yeah, you nodded then when I said self-compassion connected to peace.
Yes. Yeah. This going back to the, this is timely. There is no synchronicity. There is no, this is how we work in the world. We're all connected and things happen. So the title of the short was Go Gentle on Yourself.
Oh.
Because it happens. It happens that we get caught up in things. And yes, I see that the things that we get caught up in, it's, when I look at, we either have peace, I'm just using this as a point of reference. If we look at peace and then we just imagine that resistance is the opposite. It's like, no, not, yeah, kind of it's like what takes away our peace. And it's like, it's a rejection of something that is, and a wanting for something different. Now, if we just allowed that to be, oh, I don't want peas tonight, I'm going to have carrots instead, and then go do that. But we like, peas, not peas again. Oh my gosh, peas. Who even created peas? I don't like peas. Like, what a waste of our energy.
They smell bad.
It's so you said it about just like accepting what is. It's like being aware of what is. I keep having this image for the last, well, actually quite a while, but especially the last couple of weeks, few weeks, this image of a map. I've been doing a lot of hiking, and it's really, it brings peace to my body when I'm on a trail that I've never traversed before. And then I come upon a map that tells me you are here. And it's like, right, yeah. Well, we have that in us all the time. We just are so busy trying to find the markers outside and, looking at all these things. And if we just like, not try and figure it out and just let ourselves settle in to where we are, we know what's next. We know the direction to go. We know, and there is a sense of peace and rest there. And isn't that where we tend to make our best decisions? Like ideas come up. Or the idea might come up to like, go just do nothing, just hang out here. Or maybe it will be to do something. But when the inspiration or the bubbling up is the direction, the pointing is coming from that peaceful space, that who we are, really are space. The peace sort of gets expressed into our life, where instead of fighting with something, we're going along with something. That there's no resistance in that. If we're following that or going with that. Yeah.
It matches up with the physical world in a way, doesn't it? That, when there's friction, that creates, discomfort, doesn't it? It's the life isn't a straight line, but we often would like it to be. I often say there's like this, if life's this wiggly, scratchy, pointy line, and it's doing all sorts of zigzags and curves, and then we're going, no, but I want you to be straight. Wait, the butting up of one against the other is going to cause a lot of suffering. That's where we're going to feel. We're not going to be in the flow. Whereas if we go with it as it moves and zigzags and whatever it does, then life's going to feel a little bit nicer, to say the very least.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder what has us not do that. Like that's just what has us resist so much of our experience. I mean, my favorite, I think it is my favorite Sydney Banks quote is the one about if the only thing that people learnt was not to be afraid of their experience, that alone would change the world. And that, being at peace with our experience, being okay with it just as it is, that is where that would change the world, wouldn't it? If we were more at peace. And when I say people, I'm clearly including myself. much of the time I'm not okay with elements of my experience. I'm not pretending I'm holier than thou and that I'm never upset with other people or circumstances or other people or mostly other people. I'm not. Its circumstances aren't really I'm not really mostly bothered about those. It's mostly other people and what's wrong with them. Why don't they live their life Clare's way? Because clearly that's the right way to live your life, folks. Goodness gracious. And I do get myself into a bit of a tiz about that. Yeah. So, yeah, why do we? Well, why do we is because we've learned that. Well, I think that being right was very important when I was young. Bless my mother. But I did. And so, yeah, there's resistance just around wanting everybody to do it the way I do it. But when we feel that, don't we, in our bodies, that resistance, that not going with the flow, not moving with it, that's all we're ever feeling, really. We talk about in this conversation, we often say, it's thought in the moment that you're feeling, but what thoughts are there other than thoughts of resistance that feel horrible? They're all anger, all that's a resistance to somebody behaving in a way we don't think they should behave in. What's anxiety? Well, that's fear based around ideas that we've got about how we need the life in the future to be a certain way, and afraid that it isn't going to be that way. Like it's all resistance, isn't it, really? All those. And it's back to that one thing rubbing up against reality, rubbing up against thought, really. It's reality. Well, reality is what it is. It just is, isn't it? You can't do anything about that. You can obviously take actions in the world, but there's an awful lot of our reality where we have resistance is the stuff we can't do anything about. Yeah, and then there's us just rubbing up against reality and feeling that. And therefore not feeling peaceful.
And I think it's really important to remember that the reality that we're experiencing is of our own creation. It's coming from our own mind. And then we experience our own creation through our own thought-filtered mind. So it's this crazy, mind-blowing, show going on. When you start to get it, it's like, what? I created this and now I'm experiencing that like I didn't create it because it looks like I didn't. And then you realize that you did. So even what we're creating with our own thinking, it's really that we're resisting. We're really resisting our own creation. We're not resisting what really, like the truth of what's wanting to express through us. What is expressing, but when we're not allowing that pure form of creation to come in and we're like making it all up with our own little mind, then yeah, we're really only in resistance to ourselves.
Yeah. And every day. Because that's what I do want the listeners to realise, that yeah, we're both human and we both go there on a regular basis into resisting our own thought created reality that we
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, all the time.
Indeed.
All the time.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not going to pretend to be superhuman. We have not transcended the human experience. I don't want to, actually.
No.
Life would be really boring if you did that.
Right? What
Yeah.
would we'd all just be sitting around like Cheech and Chong, only not high, just high on something different because there's like none going on. Being entertained, being all peaceful. Actually, that sounds kind of good. But and then it's like, okay, now what's next? Because we're
It's
made for creating something more.
yeah. It's so true, because I was listening to George Cow's podcast and he was talking about sort of low level happiness and deep happiness, and actually that deep happiness comes from challenge. It comes from overcoming things. And even if it's just, I can't get my flippy website to do this thing I wanted to do, even those everyday challenges that we come up against, and making ourselves do those things that are hard, in our businesses or in our life or whatever, or having those difficult conversations, actually that's what brings us the deepest level of joy and probably peace as well, is that kind of satisfaction of, I've moved through something that was difficult today. The idea that people sitting on a beach doing nothing all day drinking cocktails are actually happy, I think is questionable, I would say. not on a deeper level.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't go where I thought it would go, so that was interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
That was great. Fun.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you next time.
You bet. Ciao.